Hi everyone, welcome to this session, making Microsoft Teams meetings more productive with Jason. Hope you've had a good day so far. If you have any questions, please post them in the Q&A section and I will publish them at the end where Jason can have a look through them. We'll also then publish the breakout session. But right now I'll hand over to you, Jason, to take it away.
That's awesome, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Jay Wyatt. I'm the Technical Marketing Manager for Audio Codes, and today I'm going to talk to you about making meetings more productive. When I was asked to do this presentation, I was actually quite excited, as it really gives me the opportunity to share with you some of the great things that we've been doing at Audio Codes. And you'll all be aware kind of over the last 3-4 months that if you're anything like me, you've had thousands and thousands of meetings, and I've been quite fortunate that we have, I think, the best solutions which provide the best voice quality and also allow you to focus on the meeting and provide quality input without really worrying about taking notes and action points. Before I go into that, one of my colleagues shared this slide with me, and it's quite surprising, really. It actually highlights the cost of meetings, and although I'm sure everyone listening to this call would love to have a 100k salary, I think it gives you an idea of what a meeting costs. So it's crucial, really, that every meeting is productive and you're able to achieve what you set out to discuss. Voice quality clearly plays a big part of that. After all, how many meetings have you been on and had to ask a colleague to repeat what they've just said? And we've all had that experience. So for those that aren't aware, Audio Codes do, far more than you realise. For those that have seen an Audio Codes presentation previously, you'll be pleased to see that I'm not showing the all product slide, which we just seem to show on every presentation. Although I think it actually does show everything we do. And, we hear quite frequently that one of the biggest challenges when adopting a UC solution is managing a multi-vendor environment, which, as you can imagine, from a customer perspective, or even from a managed service provider perspective, can be really time consuming if you've got lots of different vendors, providing lots of different solutions. This is one key area where Audio Codes are different. Today, though, what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on making meetings more productive. So let me introduce you to the Audio Codes Room Experience Suite. So I'm going to talk to you about the RX range of devices and show you what I think has been one of the best products that we've produced, Meeting Insights. I don't want to give too much away about that just yet, so let's have a look at the RX suite of devices first. So when selecting a meeting room device, the size of the room and clearly the number of people that are going to be in that room, and of course, if you require audio or video or just audio. So looking at a small meeting room, which might be a dedicated space or a shared office, with a manager or a team leader, it's unlikely that your organization would want to invest in audio and video. Most likely it will be a dedicated meeting room device with an external speaker and microphone. And with this in mind, Audio Codes has the RX10, RX being Room Experience. And the RX10, for those that are very observant, is provided by our voice partner, Jabra, and is essentially the Speak 710. Clearly I'm perhaps sounding a little biased, but I think it's probably the best PUC device on the market. The battery life, the clarity and the quality of the microphone is exceptional. And additionally, it is possible to connect multiple devices. I personally carry one of these with me to meetings, and it's just in case, I'm at a meeting with no audio conferencing in the room, and I need to dial in or dial in a colleague, or there are multiple people in the room, and to be fair, I've actually used an RX10 in a conference room with 15 people, and it worked perfectly. So kind of then looking at the RX20, this is a dedicated meeting room device with the RX10 speaker. This solution works really well in small huddle rooms. Again, it might be, a dedicated meeting space or a manager's office, a team leader's office, and it provides that kind of familiar interface as it's based on the 450 HD phone. So anybody that's kind of used, one of the 400 series phones, they'll be familiar with that, and they'll recognize the way to actually use it. It's an ideal solution, which is not only cost effective, but it doesn't require any kind of specialist setup or configuration, or any kind of external wiring or anything like that. Now, recognizing that we had a gap in our meeting room solutions, I think it was last year, or could have actually been the year before, but we teamed up with Dolby. And to be fair, I don't think anybody can argue that the knowledge and experience that Dolby brings to these devices. So the first product that we launched was the RX50, a dedicated conference phone. Again, we've developed the same interface as the 400 series IP phones, which is easy to use and will be familiar with users. And I'm supposed to say that it works well up to 6 meters. I've actually used it in much bigger rooms, and it's performed really well. I think one of the real sort of key elements here, and the one that I really enjoy, is the way that I almost want to say it's like noise cancelling, because it distinguishes between somebody speaking and just kind of ambient noise or chatter in the background, which means that if you're on the receiving end, you're listening in, you get a much clearer audio and a much better experience. Now, something that we're really excited about, and we launched this year, and obviously building upon the the RX50 from Dolby, is the RXV80. This is a new generation of collaboration bars that are becoming increasingly popular with organizations. I think that's mostly due to the fact that they're compact size, they've got an integral microphone and speakers, and it's pretty much like adding a sound bar to a flat screen TV. It's a very elegant solution without the need for lots of cabling and external wiring. And it provides a great field of vision, great wide angle field of vision. And again, it's ideal for those kind of small to medium sized meeting rooms that now require video. And one thing that I really like, that this device will actually work independently. You don't need to have a PC or a Mac connection. Okay, so moving on to something that I'm really excited about, and so we've gone through the kind of RX suite of devices, which obviously are constantly improving. We're already working on the RX V100, which will be coming soon. I can't tell you much more about that because how AudioCodes works. We kind of like to keep things a bit of a secret until we launch them. But moving on to Meeting Insights, which is here and now, I think where AudioCodes is different from our competitors is that we've been, developing our own applications for many years, which, to be fair, mostly, these have been kind of transparent to end users. When you look at the One Voice Operations Center or the User Management Pack, these kind of things you just sit in the background. And they absolutely provide you with the best call quality, the best routing, all the rest of it, but users don't actually see that. So Meeting Insights for me has simply been, one of the best solutions for a user perspective, and it's totally changed the way that I now have meetings. AudioCodes has been developing voice.AI for a number of years now, and kind of unlike many AI solutions or organizations that say they've got AI technology, this has to be one of which it's just so transformational. And by now we're all kind of in possession of, an Alexa or a Google device or a Siri or whatever it might be, Cortana, which, if you're like me, you have home automation. So, you like to say, Alexa, turn on the lounge lights. Having that kind of feature within meetings and being able to have a virtual assistant that you can use to take to meetings and take the notes and actions, as well as capture every part of a meeting, is just phenomenal. And like I said, it's just been totally transformational to the way that I now, go to meetings and view meetings. So Meeting Insights is used to turn meetings into, what we say is continuous productivity sessions. And, if you're like me, and most certainly in more recent times working from home, being more productive is more important than ever. Sometimes I'm booked on back-to-back meetings. I might even be double booked. So, having to kind of rely on somebody also attending that meeting and then sharing notes afterwards, it's just, you miss so much. And I personally, I have to find ways of maintaining kind of efficiency, ways to make my life easier. And that's kind of what it's all about, without having a huge kind of administrative burden on what I'm doing. I mean, how many meetings, have you attended and you've been so busy writing down notes that you've missed that little nugget of information or that kind of action point? I have. I mean, it's happened loads. And then equally, after that meeting, I look at my notes and I kind of, I'm sort of running my hands through my head, thinking, what does this actually mean? Or I'm shuffling through those notes, and even if I'm using, OneNote, I kind of look at it with glazed eyes and I think, what have I missed, or have I missed some information, or do I have partial information? And these are all kind of things that we all experience. So, things need to change. Things need to evolve and develop. And with Meeting Insights, that absolutely has happened. So some of the areas that we've touched on previously, Meeting Insights is an open can't get my words out now. It's open compatibility with recording any meeting and being able to mark and find key elements with a simple click of a button. But what I'd really like to talk about today is Mia. We call it Meeting Insights. That's the product. Mia is the voice behind it, the virtual assistant, if you like. And how you command Mia to assign tasks and provide meeting notes. She can also be used quite happily to sit there quietly in the background on a call and then be activated to and used to help me be more efficient at any point during that meeting. Then there is also the full meeting transcription, leveraging me to transcribe what you say, and data mining analytics afterwards, or during that meeting, and then after the meeting, assigning actions and responsibilities to those that are attending. And let's not forget that you can then bring up the meeting, whether it's hours, days, weeks, or even years later, and then being able to see what was presented, who said what, and what action points were taken. And one key area that I like is being able to search for a specific word or phrase, and Mia will bring up each time what's been said, and this allows me to quickly and easily see what I need to know without reading or needing to remember when and what time it was said. So kind of how does it work? From a user perspective, it's really simplistic. You create a new meeting within Outlook. You see here we've got join Teams meeting, Teams MI meeting, or Skype MI meetings. It works with Teams and Skype. For this instance, I've clicked the Teams MI meeting, and it's already populated the information, including the team joining instructions, with the conference ID, as you would with a normal Teams meeting, but you'll actually see now within required, it's got the meeting recorder at audiocodes.com, and that's Mia. Mia's going to attend the meeting, and the great news is that she won't be late. She's always 5 minutes early, and that, you know, after the meeting, Mia will send you out a notification saying that she's you know, completed, you know, any transcription, and the meeting's ready for you to view. And so you can just click on a hyperlink within that meeting, within that email, and that will take you through to the online portal. So unfortunately, because with this call today, I wasn't able to add Mia to the call, which is a shame, because I could have run you through some of the action points. You know, where you just say, Mia, take an action, and then, you know, end that by saying thank you. There's a whole sort of, you know, string of phrases that you can use where she'll take the action points and notes during the meeting. But what I am going to do, I'm going to show you a very quick demonstration of the actual of Mia and how she works. So hopefully this will work. Okay. Typical. Sorry, just bear with me a second. And we're just logging into Mia. I'll try that again. Okay, and sorry, it was just two-factor authentication there. Okay, so when we look at the home screen, we'll actually get a list of all the meetings that's taken place. And if I was recording this meeting, this will be at the top of the list. However, we haven't. So what I'm going to actually do is search for a meeting that I attended previously with one of my colleagues, Corey. So I can just put in the search bar Corey, and any meeting that I've had with Corey will come up. Now, within this window, it'll actually show you the date and time, the duration of the meeting, the owner of the meeting, and of course the subject of that meeting. And then if there's any attachments, they'll be shown here. It's grayed out at the moment because there weren't any. But I can actually show the slides, and I can actually play the video. I can play the whole presentation. And of course, I've got a meeting recap. If I think, well, was that the meeting that I'm looking for? Was it a different one? I can actually just click on that, and it will bring up a meeting recap, and I can actually go through. And you can actually see here now where we've asked Mia to take some action notes, action items, and some notes. And you can actually download this to a PDF or to a CSV file. But what I actually do, I want to go in and actually have a look at this webinar that Corey did, because this is one, you know, where I attended it, and Corey was taking me through some of the elements of meeting insights, helping me to understand the product. You know, so here I've actually got the full set of slides that Corey presented, as well as Corey talking me through different bits and pieces. So, for instance, if I want to have a look at this slide here, which is at 6 minutes 28 seconds, I can actually just very quickly click on that.
Through natural voice recognition and through some of our hot phrases that we use to instruct Mia. For example, Mia can take an action item.
Now, hopefully you would have heard that, and that was one of the slides that I'd love to have presented to you, to be able to take you through the process of Mia taking some of the actions, like Mia, take a note. Next team meeting is planned for Thursday. Thanks, Mia. Okay, and she will actually do that, and it will appear as a note item within the meeting recap. Additionally to this, I mean, you can actually go, you know, drag along the timeline wherever you want, but we've also got the transcription. And most transcription applications, you know, I think it's something like 75 or 80% accuracy. With Meeting Insights, we got that to 100. I think actually it's 95% accuracy, and you can actually see the transcription here. And like I said previously, that within the transcription, I can actually filter by keyword. So if I want to search for keywords with meetings, meeting, you'll actually see that everything will be highlighted where it says meeting. Equally, if we say Microsoft, Okay, so there we go, is Microsoft. Now, if your name was mentioned or there's something else, again, you can sort of jump straight to that. You can also show the participants of the meeting, and it's also possible to forward the meeting onto another colleague. You can show attachments through actual the meeting information. So we go back to the home page. Like I said, all the meetings are actually displayed, so it's absolutely so simplistic to use. And this is completely invaluable to anybody that's attends a lot of meetings, and there are lots of action points to be taken. So go back to the presentation. So what about Microsoft? Within Teams we've got Teams recording, we've got Stream. So clearly there are things there already within your Microsoft 365 subscription. However, there's kind of lots of things that Meeting Insights does on top and does them really, really well, such as the recording automation, the taking automatic action items in the analytics, the visual navigation where you've got the slides and the transcription and the notes that come across the screen when it's actually playing back, real-time commands. All of these things are over and above, so it does actually provide a lot more functionality than you'd get if you were just recording a meeting in Teams and using Stream to obviously play that back. So, use cases. I've got this slide in here, and it's, we've got a series of different areas we could use it: company meetings, keynote presentations, recruitment interviews. I mean, it's endless. Adding Mia to every meeting, it just makes complete sense, because within nearly every meeting there's always going to be some kind of action point or some information, or a snippet of a golden nugget, if you like, that you'll need to remember. And it makes sense to have that recording in the background that you can then refer to at a later date. And like I said, it could be hours, days, weeks. It makes no difference. It's always there. You can always refer back to it and actually think, oh well, what was said and how was that said? So the use cases are really quite endless. But what it's all about is the title of this presentation. It's making meetings more productive, and obviously making those meetings turn them into a collaborative meeting, rather than just being something you sit there and you either get bored and you don't do anything, or you sit there and write endless amounts of notes which kind of mean nothing at the end of it. So that actually concludes my presentation. I'm a little bit early, only by about 5 minutes. So thank you ever so much for listening. And if there's any questions, more than happy to answer your questions.
Thanks, Jason. Just have a look if there's any questions just now. Don't have any questions at the moment. I don't know if you will want to join Jason, ask some questions in the breakout session afterwards. Post the link just now.
That's actually awesome. I must have been very clear and concise.
Oh, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay.
So I'm just trying to find the breakout session link to post.
Okay.
Cool. No, thanks very much for delivering that one.
No problem.
Right, there you go. Breakout sessions posted. Thanks again. Hope everyone enjoyed that. I certainly did. And I'll leave that up for a couple of minutes. I'll just place myself on mute again. I don't know if you want to go and join the breakout session just now. I will speak to you all later. Cheers now.
Thank you.